Hey guys, welcome back to RHR Jen. I'm so glad you're here. We need to talk. Grab your tea, come sit by me. We really need to talk. All right, so Harry and Meghan at it again, but this time, dun dun dun, it's the Netflix deal. The Netflix deal that's done. So we're going to talk about that, what's going on with the Netflix deal. I've got an article here to look over with you and some thoughts. Lots of thoughts on this one, and I can't wait to get yours as well. If you're new here, I'm Jen. Welcome. Make sure you hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and leave me comments, as all those helps YouTube to recommend my video, and I sincerely appreciate it. Now, let's jump right on in. Now, if you missed it yesterday, I posted a couple of videos. The one I really want to draw your attention to is this one. This is one of the best takedown pieces I've ever seen on Meghan Markle, and it really dives into her shocking business tactics. So you're going to want to see that. Really enjoyed that was one of my favorite videos I've ever done. It was really interesting to read that article, to talk about the brand expert and his thoughts on her, and just really talk through that. So check that out. The other one I want to point you to, I put up yesterday evening, and that was this one. And she posted more dumb stuff on Instagram. And I had to have a laugh about the dried flowers of it all. Well, cut to the Gosling and I made our own dried flowers concoction. You can check it out there with so much worse. So be sure you watch both those videos. But in the meantime, let's talk right now. So this came out from The Sun, and it says background noise. Harry and Meghan's 78 million pound Netflix deal. Now I say you have to take those numbers with a grain of salt. I don't believe they made that much, but even if it's in the ballpark, it's awful, right? Is dead after as ever flop. Bosses are just waiting for credits to roll, insider claims. So basically they believe, allegedly, right, the contract or the deal is supposed to expire with Netflix, and it's just going to expire. Dun dun dun. That would be one way to get rid of them. Just saying, because I don't imagine it'd be super easy to shake those two grifters loose. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's 78 million pound Netflix deal is dead after as ever flopped. An insider has slammed. Interesting. Meghan's lifestyle series failed to break into the Netflix's top 300 programs in the first half of this year, even being beaten by her old show, Suits. I love that for them. It's not that I'm rooting for Suits, but it's that she is not the star of Suits, regardless of what she'll have you think. And the fact that the reruns are beating her show makes me laugh, especially because it sounds like the cast wasn't overly fond of her anymore. Remember, what was it that when they were asked about her, some of them said, "We don't have her number." So that's pretty funny. All right, continuing on. So let's see here. With love, Meghan viewing figures have been dismal. So I'm wondering, how are they going to spin this? That's my thought on this. How are they possibly going to spin this? Whose fault is it going to be? Because Netflix had a big push for them. They really did. It was just everywhere was advertised, and she was showing up to Netflix events and stuff. And that Ted guy was all into Meghan. So whose fault are they? Because they can't take ownership that they have nothing to sell. They just whine all the time. They bring no original thoughts or creativity to the table. So whose fault is it going to be, I wonder? Is Netflix the Eastwards? Probably. We'll see. So Harry's documentary Polo did even worse, ranked 3,436 out of 7,000 shows. Was only watched by 500,000 people in 6 months. I'm honestly surprised it was that high. I told you before, I couldn't even finish an episode, and I was on bed rest at that point. I was looking for any kind of entertainment. I was like, oh, this is so bad. And I used to cover Housewives, and this was bad. Anyway, let's see here. Speaking to the Mail, the insider blasted, "This deal is dead." She had everything going for her. Name, platform, press, and the numbers were dismal. Well, again, I go back to the point of, you can have everything. You can have a team of advisors. You can have the best producers, directors, whatever. And if you don't listen, you don't take directions, you think you know better than everybody, you're robotic. All the things that, in my opinion, seem to be happening with this, of course you're going to flop. What do you expect? She keeps trying the same things over and over, like this podcast and stuff, and it just doesn't go well for her because what do they have in common? They have her in common. And she just doesn't have an authenticity, a genuineness there on anything. This is something I really went into in yesterday's video. It's just most people, regardless of topic, you're going to find something that they're passionate about. I don't find that to be the case with Harry or Meghan. When they speak, they don't have they don't have, I hate the word authenticity because she's stolen it, but you get the idea. Most of us can speak to things that we love. They just don't, it's like they don't know what they love. Meghan loves Meghan and Harry loves Meghan. They don't, that's all they can speak to. But even then, I don't know that Harry really loves her. I think he just tolerates her at this point, but you get the idea. It's very odd. I've never quite met anyone like it. Most people have some sort of hobby or passion that they can speak to. Meghan continues to say that hers is what? Gardening? Cooking? But then we saw she just stood and weirdly chopped things. It wasn't actively participating, didn't seem to have a big interest in it. I don't know. It was just all about Meghan. So, yeah. Speaking to the mail, yeah. So this deal is dead. She had everything. Okay. They were just waiting for the credits to roll. They're letting it expire without drama. There's no appetite for anything new. And yet they're giving us a second part, which I know is not a second part. They're pushing it as a second part, but I'm assuming it's the first part, just the episodes, the whatever, the extra episodes left over from the first part that will be rolled out as a second part. So how does she justify it to herself, and how do her followers justify it? I mean, it's the same thing as when she says those crazy things like, I could keep selling out every time, but I'm not going to. I'm going to take down my stuff and I'm going to do it again next year, whatever, some version of that. It's like, what? That's the worst business idea I've ever heard. That doesn't make any sense. Now it's like, I could do good with as ever. We've got 2 series, you know. No, it's just one. We've got 2 series. We've been picked up for a second season. I could keep doing that, but I'm going to let the contract run out of Netflix. It's like, no, that's not what's happening. Again, the rest of the world sees it one way, but then Meghan and Harry just don't. I don't know. That's a delulu like I've never seen. How about that? They are just waiting. Okay, we said that. There's no appetite for something new. The couple's deal with the streaming giant expires this year. That one claimed that a second season of her lifestyle show is in the works, but insiders' comments have cast doubt on his future. Okay, so maybe I'm misunderstanding that. You guys can let me know. I thought that was extra of part 1, more episodes or something that they didn't release. So they're calling it a part 2 and it comes out in the fall. Is that how you guys have understood it? Let me know if you know different. So I wonder if they're just scrapping that all together. I just can't imagine. If it's already done and filmed, I would be surprised if they didn't release it, but ooh, that's pretty bad. If not, that one posted on Instagram saying she's thrilled with the decision for a second season. Of course she did. She did something weird for that one. I mean, I know I got to get more specific because everything she does online is weird, but it was something very childish. Was she singing and running? Who cares? I just can't. I can't. All the dumb Instagram posts lately have just, I'm going to be very British. You ready? They've done my head in. So I just can't. I can't be bothered. I can't look into it. I don't care. Wearing a Netflix cap, she was seen grinning in a short clip. That's what it was. Let us remain calm. That alone should cancel the contract. That's awful. Or not, because I'm thrilled to share that season 2 with Love Meghan is coming. I'm sure that's what's happening. No, I don't believe it. I think it's just extra footage. And anytime she can brag about something she feels like she's done, she's going to do it. Meghan's 8-part show saw her beekeeping, making homemade candles, cooking with celeb pals, including Mindy Kaling, who could forget that, and makeup artist Daniel Martin. Would we call him that? Okay. Yeah. He's interesting. With Love, Megan was released. Let's see here. My logo's in the way to tie in with the launch of that one's As Ever brand. But it wasn't, was it? It that was just the craziest launch. Again, it's so funny to hear these brand experts go, "This is the worst thing I've ever seen," because we've all been saying this is the worst thing I've ever seen. It's not a launch. It's not timed out right. The website wasn't ready to go. Nothing, the products weren't ready to go. It's the worst time thing I've ever seen. It does go with the theory that she had put out that said something like, or her source put out. Again, go back and find this video. I'm telling you, it's so good. And we really dig in deep. And there was a source that came out and said something like, if she wanted to just make money, she could, but that's not what she wants. Oh, please. That's all she wants. Come on. That's Meghan that's the source then, because she says crazy stuff all the time. And we're always like, come on. So, yeah. I just think this is so crazy. So if she wanted to make money, she could have launched at the same time. She just decided not to. No, she didn't have her crap together. Literally didn't have it together. Didn't know what she was doing. Didn't even try, it seems like. But yeah, they keep getting slammed by experts time and time again. Speaking on the Sun's royal exclusive show, broadcaster Esther, however you say her last name, questioned the point of the 8-part With Love, Megan, which saw that one hosting Celeb Pals. Oh, I questioned every minute of it. I covered all 8 episodes. You can find it here on the channel. You can watch me spin into madness. The series saw her making guest baskets, beeswax candles, single spaghetti skillet. Oh, God, don't remind me. I get a stomach ache just thinking about that. Why? Why do we need that? Spaghetti's not hard. I don't cook, but I can make spaghetti. Sometimes the gosling needs some spaghetti, so I can make spaghetti. I don't need to follow these dumb, arbitrary rules just because she thinks it looks cool on Pinterest. Just make spaghetti. And the thing is, if you're going to make simple dishes, you got to make them really good, right? She did neither. She's very like, I'm not saying this to be horrible. She's not an entertainer or an entertaining person. There's nothing here, Esther shared. Okay. After signing on the Sussex's deal, reportedly worth, there's no way it's not, they didn't make that much money. Over 5 years, Netflix has so far created Harry and Meghan documentary, Invictus and Polo. I've watched all 3. I watched all of the Harry and Meghan documentary. I watched all of Invictus. I watched a little Polo. And then I watched this With Love, Megan. Oh, what a disaster show. What a disaster show. Every time I felt like I was absolutely losing my mind. I walked away from Polo because it was just stupid. I was angry with the Harry and Meghan series because I thought it was interesting to see how they lied about everything, but I was just angry knowing the history and then hearing them just spin everything. I felt like that With Love, Megan was cruel and unusual punishment. So there's that. Despite any criticism, Netflix CEO, that guy, Ted, he is just, I cannot understand what Kool-Aid he's drinking. The second series of With Love, Megan with no Harry or the children has already been filmed and is due to be screened in the autumn. So they are still acting like it'll be out in the fall. Meghan relaunched her As Ever brand this summer. How can you relaunch it if it didn't launch right in the first place? Are they talking about American Riviera Orchard? Because they didn't launch shit. How is this a relaunch? That one whose rosé wine she added to her range As Ever, which is her first alcoholic beverage. Okay. The 2023 pink booze from, it's not pink though. It's like beige booze from Napa Valley will be sold. Okay, we know that. It's been announced alongside 2 new spreads now available. Not anymore. I checked today. They're just trying to say sold out. Why bother trying to stock the right amount of stuff when it's more fun for you to say sold out? She's also restocked 6 of the original products There's no new raspberry spread available after Meg admitted she may never restock the infamous jam spread. Okay. Again, that doesn't scream that you have all these loyal supporters or people are just dying to buy your stuff. She's just not doing it. So there must not be any demand for it. That's just my opinion because it doesn't make any sense. And then the article goes on to all the crap we know about Meghan. I just thought this was interesting and I wanted to get your take on it and see what you thought. I do have more thoughts since we're talking about it. And since we're talking about Harry and Meghan, let me pull up some lovely pictures of the two of them while we discuss it. There you go, looking friendly as ever. Okay, so I had some more thoughts on this, and I'm just thinking about so all their recent projects, it's just been dismal, right? So it's her show with Love Meghan. That was a high profile flop, if you'll count it that, because Netflix seemed to actually try to advertise the darn thing. It couldn't crack Netflix's top 300 programs in the first half of 2025, despite her, her trying like hell and pushing and pushing this thing. And then we hear over and over about with Love Meghan and then the American Riviera Orchard. And then no, now it says ever and all that. All these crazy articles, all these antics couldn't break it. All right. She was outperformed by reruns of Suits, Peaky Blinders, and a kids show called Grizzly and the Lemmings. Raise your hand if you'd rather watch 10 hours of Grizzly and the Lemmings. Yep, me too. That sounds way more fun. What's that about? Does Grizzly estrange himself from his family? Do they throw hot tea at the Lemmings? Is Harry the Lemmings and she's the Grizzly? Let me know. All right. Continuing on, looking at lovely pictures. Oh yeah, looking good. There you go. So again, this is all speculative. They speculate that the deal was worth $100 million. I don't believe that. I've said that before. These numbers are often inflated. We've heard like John Witherspoon, friend of the channel, the attorney, he explains that, that's before attorneys take a cut and fees are paid out, and taxes and whatever else. So no, that's not. No, I don't believe it. But there's no appetite for new projects due to their inability to deliver any kind of hit. Nothing's happening. The most traction they got, I believe, is on that Harry and Meghan show. And that's because it was still new. We didn't know what lies they were telling yet. We knew they were lying. But we didn't know what lies they were going to spin exactly. Oh, we've seen it now. We good. And then even after they made us sit through all that and they accused the royal family of being the Istwards and all that, remember, Harry then came out and was like, no, we didn't say that. The press said that. Oh, no, Harold, you and your dumb wife, you both said that. Come on. Stop gaslighting me. And I hate the word gaslighting, but it fits. Reports are indicating that Netflix might keep the door open for one-off projects, but I'm guessing probably Harry and Meghan's people are putting that out to save face. I don't believe it. They don't have professional chops. Neither Harry nor Meghan brought any kind of proven production expertise. They have Harry has no professional experience on this stuff. Meghan pretends like she was on Suits. I say it like that because she was not top of the call sheet. She was basically a glorified extra on Suits. Can you imagine again? It's just like her two claims to fame are Suits and that soap story. Do you think she just has a piece of paper with a picture of a suit and a picture of Dawn or something? Or whatever it was. I don't care what soap it was. The production company Archwell has been plagued by high turnover. I wonder why that would be. Losing key executives like Ben Browning and Nishika Kumble, signaling internal chaos, lack of cohesive vision. I would love to know what happened there. I'm sure that, when things are really good at work and you're being treated well and listened to and respected and paid well, that you just, you want to immediately turn over 22 positions, right? You have trouble finding candidates to fill this? No, not at all. If you're paid well and treated well, that's one of those jobs that nobody wants to leave. Not at their place, just saying. So projects like Pearl were canceled, and then they're calling. I wondered about that Meet Me at the Lake, and when I looked it up. Do you remember Meet Me at the Lake is the book that this woman wrote that was loosely about their story, and then or they thought it had parallels to the story, and now it's listed as stalled. Um, Due to their inability to bring ideas to fruition. Netflix are pulling the plug. Yeah, so they pulled the plug on Pearl due to budget cuts. Can you imagine what kind of budget? I would like to see that. We've heard the ridiculous demands for Invictus and like wardrobe and things. Can you imagine a series like Pearl, what her demands would be? My goodness gracious. They've squandered any marketability that they had. Not that I believe they had much, but at one point they probably did more so than now. So they've squandered that with the relentless just focus on personal grievances. They have a pattern of failure across oh, sorry. I didn't mean to leave you. There you go. There's Doofus. There's my boyfriend. Just kidding. Oh, gross. Okay. They have a pattern of failure across ventures, right? It could be anything. Netflix, Spotify, the Archetypes podcast, Bill Simmons publicly calling them lazy effing grifters. Hilarious. Their Archwell philanthropy, Meghan's as ever brand, Harry's Invictus games. They've all struggled to gain any kind of traction or critical acclaim. Archwell's high expenses and minimal output, no donations to Invictus or Cinnabale in 2022, per their own filings, raise questions about their financials and their financial acumen. Oh, God, there's so many things I want to be a fly on the wall for. But that financial is huge for me, right? Do you think he has to beg Meghan for money? Probably. Do you think she lets him have any? Probably not. She's got it all on lockdown. Oh my goodness. It's just every kind of disaster along the way, but it's a disaster of their own making. Nobody made them do this. Critics have been calling out, With Love Meghan was panned as, quote, not worth taking, with many guests seeming obliged to praise Meghan on screen. Polo was mocked for its tone-deaf focus on an elite sport, and even their hit Harry and Meghan docuseries was criticized as bland and unquestioned self-promotion with 45% Rotten Tomatoes score. Public sentiment, especially on platforms like X, is brutal, with users calling their projects abysmal. And if anybody watches Friends like I did, remember Joey thought the word abysmal meant something good. I bet I hate to compare Harry and Joey because Joey was actually lovable, but I bet Harry's in that ballpark. He's like, babe, what are you worried about? Our ratings are abysmal. It's good news. Like, oh no. Joey thought it was good. He's like, the play was abysmal. No, it's not good. Oh, goodness gracious. What else? Strategic missteps and industry alienation. With a face like that. But insistence on complete control over projects has made collaborating with these two a complete nightmare. Can you imagine what that would be like? No, thank you. With insiders reporting they don't take advice. I'm shocked. Are you shocked? I'm not shocked at all. I'm just feigning shock. I'm as good of an actress as Meghan. Wait, I can do better. Ready? Let me try that again. They insist on complete control. What? Oh my goodness. What? They don't take advice? I'm shocked. Should I make that my thumbnail? Ready? Of course they don't. Have you seen what she wears? Have you seen the dumb shit he says in court? They don't listen to anybody. No way. Goodness gracious. The couple's focus on Meghan-centric projects, such as Ever with Love Meghan, have sidelined Harry with his reports suggesting that Netflix interest lies primarily in her star power. I'm sorry, what? What star power would that be? I'm sorry, what? What now? Can you explain to me? Do you guys want to take this one? Do you want to? Okay. Explain to me what power Megan has. I'll wait. Okay, no, I didn't think so. What? I know Sorrentos is drinking her Kool-Aid and said that, but no, there's no star power there. Does star power mean something different to them than it does to me? Because what? No, 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 no. If you have star power, you don't have to convince people to watch your crap. Even if it's crap, your fans are going to watch it. I've watched plenty of crap movies. In fact, some of my favorite ones are crappy movies, but there's something fun and like, what's the word? Like kitsch about it, campy about it. And if it's somebody I like my parents, okay, prime example. I like Jason Statham. I'm not knocking the guy, but he can have some stinkers of a movie sometimes, but it doesn't matter. A lot of them are good. My parents love to watch his movies. My mom for a different reason than my dad. Hi, Gigi. Gigi has a little thing for Jason Statham. But I lost my train of thought on that. But it doesn't matter. Good movies, bad movies. There's an audience there, right? Because people like them and they're like, oh, it's fine. It's still fun to watch. I just don't think they have that. They don't have that personality, that draw. They don't have that thing that makes them stars. They're just so unlikable and, again, inauthentic. I don't know what other word to use. Megan keeps stealing all my words. They have nothing that makes them likable. So why would anybody want to watch that? I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to leave this here. They just don't seem to want to diversify their content. They just doing the same crap and confused why it's not working. But I have to say those two get more chances than everybody else combined. So I don't know. I think this is big. I do. I think we're witnessing the downfall. That's just me. But I'm sure there's more to come. More bridges to burn. But what I think is as this stuff happens, they're going to get more desperate. We might see them turn on each other. They're going to push harder against the royal family. Mark my words, it's coming. It's coming. I'll be here talking about it, whatever happens. But thank you guys so much for being here. Dying to know your thoughts on this one. Let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. You guys are the wind beneath my goosey wings. This is me being a goose. All right. Take care of yourselves. Oh, if you want to further support, there's tons of ways to do it. Check out my merch. We got Make It Make Sense. We got Everything's Fine. Ooh, Harry and Meghan need that. And we have Team Catherine. Love that. Team Catherine. And we also have Patreon. Patreon.com/Real Housewives Recaps. Yes, it's my old name. Tons of new content over there. Check it out. Hundreds of bonus videos. Everything from Harry and Meghan deep dives to just silly stuff. Like I did some Always Sunny recaps over there. I've done some Friends over there. I've done all kinds of stuff. So check that out if you're the least bit interested. I thank you so much for being here, and I hope you guys have the best day. I'll talk to you again soon. Oh, and thank you to my executive geese and ganders. How can I not say that? I appreciate you guys so much. All right, I'll talk to you guys again soon. Bye-bye. Okay, they're gone. Hi, how are you? I have more and more of you saying this is your favorite part. Yay. Guess what? It's mine too. Because I feel like I'm just sitting here having a conversation with you. Sometimes I notice if I lean too far, like ahead of my mic, I sound weird. So here we go. Look at this. Look at me. No, I thought it was cool. It's kind of a stretchy shirt. See, and it's just like you can't unfold it. It's just folded like that. But it's another of the green color. I like it with the necklace. I think it's just kind of fun. Anyway, yeah, it's just fun. Long sleeve, green, army green shirt. Hence the GI Jen. Okay. Tell me everything. How are you doing? How are things? What's going on with you? Are you surprised about the Netflix thing? So it's not that I'm surprised. I actually assume that's what they were doing is like milking the clock at this point. I'm surprised news is breaking about it. I figured Netflix would do it quietly and under the radar, and then we're trying our own thing, something, whatever, afterwards. Archwell's taking over. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm surprised it's quite this public. That makes me wonder if they tick someone off over at Netflix to get it out this publicly. I don't know. curious. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on all this. Thank you guys so much for being here. Let's see here. So my name today is G.I. Jen because, again, Army Green. So what should we do? We play a game at the end where if you stay to the end, we usually pick a funny word. How about this? Right, GI and then your first name in the comments if you stayed to the end. So if you're Sally, write GI Sally. If you're Jonathan, write GI Jonathan, whatever it is, leave me those comments and thank you guys so much. Or if you want to do a nickname, that's fine too. You can be GI Smelly Cat, whatever you want. Thank you guys so much for staying and for watching. I appreciate that. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did here. Fun, right? It's just kind of cute. It's kind of stretchy. Thank you guys so much for staying here. You guys seriously mean the world to me. I appreciate it. Of course, check out my second channel. It's Goose Adventures if you're interested in that sort of thing. And I can't wait to bring you more stuff like this. I'm laughing because I went for a walk a little bit ago and I can see where I got some sunshine right there. See? On my tank top. All right. I'm never tan, but my shoulders are actually starting to look a little tan. I've been walking every single day. I haven't missed in a little bit because I don't know, I'm just really determined. I've lost a bunch of weight, but now I'm determined to get in really good shape. So that's what I'm working towards. Anyway, all right, I'm leaving this here. Take care of yourselves. Sending big goosey hugs. Thank you for everything. I can't wait to bring you more stuff like this. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye. Do, 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 do.